Hey, fourth graders, it's Miss Bruin in the virtual lab. And during the next few lessons, you are going to be taking on your own individual project. But before you do that, we're going to learn a little bit about what people in the real world do when they're going to take on a new project. So, people who run businesses, schools, hospitals, people who run parks, playgrounds, people who create highways and bridges, they all run into problems from time to time. Like maybe they might need new equipment, or maybe something is broken, or something changes and it's putting people in danger, right? Maybe there's a highway or a hospital that's too crowded, or a school that's overcrowded. They might need to expand, right? When these folks want to make a change and solve a problem, they hire a team of people like us, a team of engineers. And engineers work to come up with a solution. But before any engineer decides on a final solution, they always think about the costs and the benefits of each solution. You're probably wondering, what's a cost and what's a benefit? Well, a cost benefit analysis, it's a study of the good things that could come out of a particular plan or solution, and the bad things that could come out of a particular plan or a solution. The good things are the benefits, the bad things are the costs. So, costs aren't just about money, right? You could look at how much something costs, but there are other costs to the community, to the environment, right? So it's not just about the money that's being spent on a project. The costs are any kind of negative outcomes, any bad things that might come out of a particular plan or a solution. Wondering, why go through all the trouble to look at all the pros or the positives and the cons, which are the negatives? Why use a cost benefit analysis? Well, there's a couple of really important reasons. It helps us to better understand the solution to a problem. It helps us look closely at the strengths and the weaknesses of each solution. And it also helps us to see any possible alternative solutions. I thought we could start this work by practicing looking at the costs, which are the negatives or the cons, or the disadvantages would be another way to say it, the costs and the benefits, which are the positives, the good things, the advantages of a particular solution. So at my school, our lunch is really crowded and noisy. So one of the proposed solutions was that we would have outside lunch. Hmm. So, in order to evaluate this solution, we're going to do a little bit of a costs and benefits analysis. We're first going to think, what are all the good things that might come out of this? What are the advantages? One of the advantages I thought of was you can eat whatever you want. Like you could go to the corner store and buy something there for lunch, right? How cool would that be? You'd have more space to socially distance from other students. So that would be a pretty big positive in terms of safety. You also would have less kids close together running and playing. So you'd probably have less injuries during recess or playtime. But then I also started to think about the negatives, right? The next step of this is asking, what are all the bad things that could come out of this? And I started to think, well, as a parent, I don't have money to send my kids to school with every day, so that might be problematic. I know I could pack a lunch, but if other kids are buying things at the corner store because they're going outside, that might cause issues, might cause some kids to feel like this isn't fair. Strangers on the street walking by, right? Those interactions could be dangerous, and you can't control who your kids are interacting with as closely. And then because of that, we would probably need more adults to chaperone or to watch the kids at lunch. So that would cost more because we'd have to hire more people to work the lunch period. So I'm sure I could keep going. I could push myself to extend this list and keep thinking about the positives and negatives. But I just wanted to give you a sample of how you get started thinking about the costs and the benefits of a certain solution. Ready? Now I want you to think about the costs and the benefits. So you're going to do your own cost benefit analysis. And one of the other problems we've been having is scheduling at our school, right? We don't have enough teachers to give all the classes to everybody. And one of the students proposed choosing your own classes. Why don't you let the students choose their own schedules? Can you ask yourself, what are the good things that could come out of that? What are the benefits? Start a little list. You can start it in your science notebook, or you can just start it in your head, or you can talk to a partner about it. When you're done jotting down a couple of the benefits, you can then ask yourself, what are the costs of this plan? What are the negative aspects? What are the bad things that could come out of this? Here's what I came up with. Take a look, read through it, and see how it compares to the costs and benefits you identified. I'm sure your list was probably longer than mine. What you're going to do during this lesson is you're going to go off and you're going to practice evaluating the costs and benefits of having a longer lunch period. Make sure that you do your work in the slideshow, in a science notebook, or on a sheet of paper so that you can turn it into your teacher. Scientists, I'm not sure about you, but I wish I knew about this kind of thinking a long time ago. I feel like I could use a cost benefits analysis when making any kind of a decision in my life. But I'm going to leave you with this big question. Why do you think it's so important to look at the benefits and the costs of each solution before you set out to build it?